Well, here we go. Set number 4. Kent State leading 2-1 in the match, trying to close it out. And Eastern trying to extend their 2016 season just a little bit longer.
You know, Eastern Michigan just made an adjustment that they did on Thursday night where they flipped and had Jordan Smith starting in left back so that she would rotate into the front row. Typically, she serves first. So obviously, they're looking for a little additional offense from her early on.
Here's Taylor, sends a low serve over. Yunkin tried the right side. That one was closed off. Yunkin again. 2 Eagles converge to keep the play going. And that one just stays inside on the left side, stays in bounds. And Jordan Smith, a sophomore outside hitter from Salone, Iowa, has been a focus for us tonight and has to be a focus for the Kent State defense. She's been all over.
Finally for her with that line shot. It's her first of the evening. I'd like to see her do it again. And there it is.
And the official awards the point to Kent State, and Eastern protesting.
She's protesting the fact that the line judge called that ball outside of the antenna off of her hand, even though the ball landed visibly in bounds. It's kind of hard to tell there on the replay whether or not it was or in fact in or out from that angle. However, the line judge will have the best view of that. She was very quick on the call, but she's looking for the up official or the R1 to overrule that ruling.
Maddie Moxley getting ready to serve for Kent State. Father played football for the Buckeyes of Ohio State.
It's a pretty nice resume.
There you go. And Jordan Smith this time has reason to celebrate. She was frustrated earlier, but that time it comes through for another point, and Eastern Michigan the early 3-1 lead.
I like the demeanor she has right now on the service line. It was a lot less bubbly, a little bit more mission-oriented, and that may work out in her favor.
There's Koyich, made the play right at the net, but Eastern Michigan has trouble with it, and Kent State closes the gap 3-2.
Falco has got to get those hands across the net. I am sure the coaching staff is losing their mind over that concept. She is in the right place at the right time and leaving those points out there.
Bittinger sends it to Smith, who sets things up for her teammates. Nice play in the back row by the Golden Flashes. They try to send one over, and the official said it looks like it touched the top, and Eastern Michigan grabs the point 4-2.
Yeah, they got called on a double contact there on the setter, which I think is a great call. She's doing a good job of calling that consistently throughout this match, which is great for the athletes. Lafayette.
A little bit of confusion for Kent State, but they keep play going. Set up and dug out of there nicely, Kent State. At the net, and the official awards the point to Eastern Michigan. 5-2, the advantage for the Eagles.
Eastern's putting pressure on Kent State right now, and as we saw earlier in this match, they have the ability to crumble under pressure as well, and this is going well for Eastern if they can maintain this low error match.
Lafayette, the serve battle right there at the top of the net. Kent State gains control. Sends it to Taylor, and Taylor's attempt is blocked right at the net, and Kent State
appears to be adding in a blocking scheme and leaving Falco alone on the right side, meaning they're okay if she scores some points. They're going to focus on Ferguson as they double blocked her.
Smith to Ferguson, and just as you say it, Ferguson comes up huge. 6-3 margin for the Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Front row setter here for Kent State. She has not been very offensive today. As a former setter, personally, I'd like to see her try to score a little bit more often.
Well, the setters always stick together. Kent State and Eastern Michigan. And there's Smith, violently sent that one to the back row. But Kent State, a nice play to keep it going.
Smith taking a more aggressive swing in the beginning that time is boding well for them as they received a free ball out of that and then earns a point.
Koyich sets one up for Bittinger. But it goes by the wayside, point Eagles. Kent State gonna try the left side again, and it works out for them. Taking advantage of some room there along the left side, and they add the point. They trail now by 3.
Lexi on the left side for Kent State has an extreme advantage over Eastern Michigan's setter right now, who is her blocker, which she just demonstrated as she went over top of her.
Lafayette dug the ball out. Kent State attacking, and it goes long, and Eastern Michigan doubles up Kent State 8-4.
It's a nice high swing that she missed long. It's a tough angle for a right-hander to hit on the right side of the court when the ball comes from behind you. It's not an easy task to get some pace on that ball.
Ruffolo, Kojic, a nice play to keep the ball alive, diving there. And there's Smith, and Smith leaves no doubt. Another point, 9-4 the edge.
Smith with a one-on-one opportunity, coming in, swinging as hard as she can, almost hitting it past the libero, which is hard to defend.
Well, that'll send us to another break. Jordan Smith doing what she does, and Eastern Michigan the lead here in this third set. We'll be back in a moment on ESPN3. What's that? What? Oh.
Okay. So the big one being Central Michigan and Ohio tonight. Central needs to win that to have a chance.
Welcome back to the Convocation Center. Jeffrey Childs, Kylie Gates here with you on the call. Kent State and Eastern Michigan, a very entertaining match so far. Eastern Michigan in the lead at the moment, but Kent State in the lead as far as the match is concerned.
Kent State trying to get back to utilizing that middle. She hits it just long with a little bit of an off-speed swing. Some of these hitters are becoming a little bit tentative, and I think if they'd swing a little harder, the result would be different.
Ruffolo in to serve. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time for Eastern Michigan this season, but she makes a nice dig right there. There's Smith, and Smith's attempt is blocked with authority by Kent State. Mila King, a nice play on the edge.
Too bad she won't get credit for that one, since they're going to call the double contact on Eastern right before that.
There we go, just as I say it. Eastern Michigan the point. And tipped over by Ferguson, and Kent State a little discombobulated. Eastern Michigan picks up the point.
Ferguson finding multiple ways to score. That worked for her early on in the match. Just that soft touch over the block in the middle of the court. She finds it again.
Shalyn Garrity in the middle for Kent State, but unable to keep the ball alive. And Eastern Michigan now up by 7.
Eastern's been here before, as well as Thursday night and as well as today. Keeping their foot on the gas is a challenge for them, and Kent State looking a little like Eastern did in set 2.
And here comes Eastern attacking at the net again, and it trickles all the way over to the other side of the net and down. 13-5 Eagles.
Jordan Smith again coming in quick, hard, and high. Good things happen when you do all 3 of those things.
Ferguson. Koyich and Smith had some trouble there at the top of the net, and the ball goes out of bounds, and Kent State picks up the point. 13-6, the EMU advantage.
Look for a split here on Eastern Michigan with the middle going behind, trying to get a one-on-one situation.
As Ruffolo tried to set one up for Devin Murray, and Murray clutching her head in frustration. She really wanted that one. Ball to Kent State, Garrity. They're looking for Smith again. Smith one more time, sends it over and gets the point on the second effort. Boy, I was just about to say, Kylie, it looks like Eastern might be going to that well a little too often with Smith. And just as I say that, she adds the point.
She did. She went for that line shot. Again, it does not need to be hard to be effective. The setter was shrinking the net for Eastern, and so she did not have a lot of other options.
Low line drive serve, but tracked by Bittinger. Devin Murray tried to go over the top. Kent State. Foyich and over Bittinger with the point along the left side.
Both sides are struggling throughout this match at different times, protecting the middle of the court on an off-speed shot. There's a lot of things that you can do differently to recognize that coming, but the main one is watching the hitter's hand instead of watching the hitter's ball. And you wonder what they're looking at the moment.
And there is Jordan Smith, and has no trouble right there. 15-8 now as she walks over to serve.
Jordan Smith, 20 kills on the night already, 7 errors, hitting .236. She is doing everything for Eastern Michigan.
The psychology major, she's in the heads of the Golden Flashes right now. Bittinger. Lafayette. And Devin Murray, the senior, having herself quite a game here in her final match at the Convocation Center.
Yep, Devin Murray up to 7 kills, 2 errors, hitting .278. In the middle, it'd be nice to see her percentage a little bit higher. However, she has not had that many opportunities.
Garrity on the serve, and the error from Lafayette made the effort, just couldn't come at that dig cleanly.
It's a nice corner shot. Those are some of those high percentage shots as a volleyball coach you try to teach your kids to use when they're in trouble, and Kent State demonstrated that really well in that situation.
Bittinger. Smith diving to her right, keeps it in play. Bittinger sets things up again, and down, and the error. Lexi Mantas, we haven't said her name very much this evening, the Palos Park, Illinois native. Career high 22 kills against Miami back on November the 5th.
That's a great team to have a career high on.
Miami on their perch at the top of the MAC this season. MAC tournament play getting going next week as another error by Eastern Michigan on the serve receive. And Kent State clawing their way slowly but surely back into this match.
Alyssa Sutton is back in for Eastern Michigan, and it'll be interesting to see how she rebounds from having a off second set.
Taylor sets it up for Falco in the middle, who got all of that one.
Ferguson's back in now for Eastern Michigan, being that point leader, consistent demonstrator for Eastern. They have 3 rotations to utilize her towards the end of this set.
Lafayette. And Kent State along the right side again. When they get the ball where they like it and they elevate, it's really tough for Eastern to stop.
It is. As these hitters for Kent State come behind the setter, you tend to hit cross court. And for Eastern Michigan, what we're seeing right now is that middle back player charging forward towards the net, and it's causing a lot more stress on her than she needs to have.
Sutton. Sutton sets it up, gets it back, and takes a swing at it, but Kent State was ready. Blocked by Ferguson, and a point to Kent State. Ferguson got it once, couldn't get it a second time. 17-13 our score here in this 4th set.
Katarina Koich going up for Kent State as the setter, turning on that second ball and attacking to the deep corner. That's the way to sneak out a couple of extra points that they were not counting on.
Sutton keeps the ball in play. Set up nicely for Kent State, and they will get a point on the play.
Falco getting in the net there is interesting because she's trying to be aggressive and find a way to make a point for her team in an unconventional way. However, she does have a tendency to get in the net a little often. But she's also adding offense. So as a coaching staff, it's a tough one. Do you go with her? Do you make a change?
Well, our upcoming schedule here on ESPN3, our final handful of volleyball matches for the season. Ohio at Central Michigan. That's also tonight coming up on ESPN3. And Kylie, Ohio and Central Michigan, that could be a big one for the Chips as they look for positioning in the Mid-American Conference tournament.
It will be. Those are two great matchups. Central Michigan was here at Eastern Michigan on Thursday night. They're in a situation where if they win, they have an opportunity with some help to get into the conference tournament. Northern Illinois and Ball State are just going to be battling